Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more CNSL Season 6. Right now we're in that third, fourth place match. It is a best of 5, and yeah, right now Motive does lead 1-0 over Soso. The map is Dark Origins, so, you know, this is definitely a map where there can be some early Protoss aggression that can be kind of hard to deal with. Probe going across the map immediately looks like it will go for an offensive gas, so we don't have too long before the game is going to get kind of rolling, kind of going. So I do want to quickly throw in there, thank you for checking out ArtosisCasts. Please do hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and of course, leaving a like, leaving a comment is always fantastic as well. Now, Motive going up, and he's actually going to do the very, very close proxy gate. Okay, so this is like a good learning moment. We'll see how Soso reacts to this. You know, he's going to be throwing down the gateway, of course, and then going up and probably stealing the gas. It would be pretty surprising if he doesn't. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you act like you're going to steal the gas and try to get them to take it when you have the proxy gate, but I doubt that will occur. Now, Soso has his barracks down, a great location to micro against sellouts. In comes Motive's probe. And are we going to see an SCV cancel? No, we're not. You know, Soso says, screw it, take my gas. You know, you want to be able to make as many SCVs as possible. If you cancel that SCV and try to take the gas and they take it first, you're in a lot of trouble. And some people even ask, they're like, well, you know, can you just take your gas before the barracks if the probe comes just a little bit earlier? And the thing is, if there's a proxy gate, you can be in a lot of trouble from that. You know, you need to make sure you're getting Marines out as quickly as possible. The gateway builds a lot faster than the barracks, as you can see, right? Like this Zealot will actually pop out, let's see, before the Marine. Isn't that funny? Or just almost exactly at the same time, or just before here is what it looks like right now. Now, that was actually a lot of damage he put onto this probe. Probe down to 1 health, and he will end up catching it. So that's definitely a mistake for Motive. That first Zealot is out and going to be able to go up this ramp. This is very annoying to have to deal with. Of course, if you're in the middle of these two buildings, the Zealot cannot hit you. There's going to have to be some heavy micro. And he actually throws down the second rack. So this is going to be kind of an insane game. Obviously, the assimilator sees this. But yeah, this is a situation where as Motive, you have like a lot of options. He can make a second gateway and just start making a lot of units to counter the Marines. He could actually just go like expansion and forge as well, right? Oh god, this cell actually gets on top. That Marine was in the way of this Marine. Oh man, not so good right there. The second Zealot comes up and will actually flank into these Marines right here, and you can see Motive doing a reasonable job. Honestly, if his micro was just slightly better there, he would have killed at least one more Marine, maybe even 2. But that's okay. He's doing a reasonable job right now. 2 Zealots come in, different sides. You can see these SCVs trying to block for the Marines. Very good formation here from Soso. And, you know, well, the Zealots are going to get in on top. Oh my god, this is so painful as the Barracks player. You know, he's got these 2 Barracks, so he actually has to hit the critical mass of Marines to kind of make this work so he can walk out on the map and get things done. But, oh, he's losing so many Marines. Sorry, couldn't help myself. But yeah, this is like really painful. You must retain your Marine count so you can put some counter pressure on. But the fact that we have right now Motive like dealing so much damage to this army, yeah, he's losing a lot of Zealots. We do have to point that out. But like, imagine if you had perfect micro here, or you know. Basically, let's say that you had even spent on a bunker, okay? Obviously, the whole game changes at that point. But if you had spent on a bunker, like, he would have, like, 10 Marines right now. Now, obviously, in situations like that, there's going to be less Zealots lost. Like, there's certain things you have to take into consideration. But there's been a lot of Marines killed off here. And in fact, you can see right now, Motive is trying to reduce a few more. He really wants this extra Dragoon to pop out, but it looks like he's going to have to probably cancel that one. Or maybe not. It looks like he's going to go for it. Oh, and it just barely kills the pylon before that gets out. Now, with 1 gateway at home and only 1 Dragoon, this is actually, there's a lot of counterattack potential. Like, this army easily beats this 1 very injured Dragoon. There There's not even a second on the way. This is kind of shocking to me that against 2 Barracks play, Motive is this brave to just be like, yeah, no, we're gonna make the Nexus right away. The second gate in the main base does get started, but he can simply run up and cancel the Nexus. If you just run up here and make a bunker, that Nexus is basically on. Now, Dragoon range is almost done, and obviously with Dragoon range, you can kill like almost infinity of unranged Marines. It's pretty one-sided at that point. But yeah, he just doesn't have enough health on this Dragoon to really come out here. Even with that range upgrade, because you can just kind of move command the Marines, get in range of the Dragoon, and take a shot. And you can see this is kind of what's happening here. Gets up, kills that 1 Dragoon. Very, very important, actually. And what do we have here? Robo, no doubt? Yeah, Robo on the way. So, you know, maybe going to go directly into Reaver from here. But either way, loads up that bunker and will start to kill this Nexus. This Nexus absolutely will not make it. He is going to have to cancel it. Yeah, and he sees that there's actually a command center on the way, which is funny. This gate is kind of blocking it, but he doesn't have the units to delete it right now. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a funny situation, a funny game. You should right-click this Marine on that Nexus. But anyways, the Nexus does get canceled right before it finishes, and he will just put some damage on this bunker. You do have to repair this for a while. You don't want him to be able to get out right away. Like, really, it's all about getting siege mode right now. And honestly, like, I feel like I would definitely want to have a bunker here as well, because the Dragoon count is going to be very, very high. Also, this is really funny to see. You normally don't see situations like this, but again, you know, he needed to pressure with the Marines right away because they were going to lose their value, like, immediately. Oh, that's brilliant. Gets in the way of the Nexus start and then targets the probe down. I love to see it. Love to see it. But yeah, this is highly annoying. And he's going to have to lift this off and float it in. Starts a turret. Not sure right now if this is a Robo in here or this is a Citadel in here. You know, definitely something he has to watch out for is DTs. So he is going to go ahead and get that turret. Second factory is up. Doesn't really have the gas or the minerals. But here is the problem, right? The Dragoon count was pretty significant. This Marine is not even firing. What a smart Marine. And loses that first siege tank. It's a problem. One thing he could have done here, by the way, is make an eBay here or a second barracks or anything to try to make a wall. Obviously, producing more Marines could have been good. But right now, Motive is kind of getting in here and getting a big punish off. The fact that he's killing the first 2 siege tanks, he has this Dragoon count. 4 Dragoons 2-shot a tank. So the fact that he still has 5 in here means that siege tanks are super not safe. Look at this, running the Dragoon around right now. And this is just terrible news for Soso. In the meantime, Motive is double expanding, getting Reaver as well. This Reaver is going to pop out. Dragoon in that shuttle also. And he finally has backed up, you know, with 2 tanks popping out. This is a situation where the Dragoons would start to get splattered, right? Both these are a hit from death, and then you have 3 Dragoons against 2 tanks, and like, maybe you get them up in between and get the kills, but if you lose every Dragoon here, that could be rough. Now, he does have a turret here, right? Because we know a Reaver's coming. He doesn't know, but I think he probably assumes at this point. Reaver is the most common follow-up. DTs haven't come, so it's like, okay, probably Reaver. Now, this area, no anti-air. Nothing up here. Nothing in this general area. Although it takes longer to get up there. A couple turrets here. So, I mean, there's some turret coverage. Some. Now, you can 2-shot a turret here unless a repair happens. So he throws the repair down, but the Dragoon shot will finish that off as well. Tanks come in and spread out. Very nice spread. Motive being a little bit careful here. Does not want to lose this payload. Very important set of units. Forcing those additional turrets and everything. One thing we have to mention as well here. Look at that beautiful SCV count. 44 against 37 probes. So that's very, very nice indeed. You know, this is actually making me a little bit nervous. It's funny because this positioning, like if Motive ran up, he could absolutely deal a lot of damage. Of course, you don't know that. He's not looking at that. He's kind of focusing on this harassment with the Reaver, but does back up for now. Now, Motive is producing probes out of 3 Nexuses at a time, so he is going to be able to, you know, catch up and then surpass the SCV count of Soso. But that is the one thing about Soso's position here. His SCV count was very good. It was very healthy this whole time. So even though, like, you know, he had that kind of almost rough beginning and then lost his first couple of siege tanks to a Dragoon counterattack. The fact that he slowed the Nexus down by canceling it with those initial Marines, but then also had his SCV count high, means that he's able to produce a lot. So yeah, his siege tank count is like maybe a little bit low right for this second, but you can see he's getting range, he's getting mines, he's going up to 5 factory. There's going to be plenty of units here for Soso. Really, really excellent macro. Like, you can see his gas and minerals both staying, like, equally down at the moment. I love the addition of the Goliaths. I love the fact that he has the range upgrade going already. I think we're going to see, like, a timing attack come out for sure. And it's certainly the right thing to do. Motive is actually being insanely greedy right now. It's kind of shocking to see that he's getting another base. Like, I guess he never really got up beyond, like, about here. So he doesn't actually know how many factories there are. So that's fair, right? Like, he's not exactly sure what's going on, but this is almost always going to be like a 5 factory play, whether it's to take your third or to attack. And maybe because he reduced the tank count, he feels like, okay, I'm totally fine. He's just going to turtle up and play 3 bases. But looking at this, like the 4th base coming up, there's only 4 gates, and he's playing against, you know, 5. He is adding more, obviously, but he's playing against a 5 factory. If Soso can get across the bridge relatively quickly, if he can snipe this shuttle, he will be able to go across the map and kill a lot. Like, not necessarily end the game, but, like, if he pushes to the right, he should be able to kill this easily and this easily. And if that happens, you're just ahead as Terran, right? If you can get it down to 2 base versus 2 base, you're going to be very, very happy with that situation. Okay, he's put up some mines as well as the missile turret. Looks like he does want to push the bridge. This is a tricky moment, right? Like, the Reavers are super annoying here, but oh my god, he gets 2 gigantic volleys, kills one of them. The other one is so low. This is attack move time, honestly. And he hits on that Reaver and it dies. Oh, he micros back. He micros back. If he had let it go, I feel like it would have gotten that shot off. Tanks on the bridge having a hard time. Sacks a goon there for a good Reaver shot. 2 of those tanks extremely, extremely low on health. And adding a 6th factory and not even throwing out a command center. Would like to see that command center at this point, but certainly this attack must go on. Gets the Observer, which is a nice, nice kill. And now just kind of pushing horizontally over towards this 4th base. Definitely looks like he should be able to get this base killed at absolute minimum. And again, don't forget, if you get up on this high ground, like, this base is so easy to kill. It's very hard for Protoss to attack up there against a massive Terran units. So he sees this, he's gonna push up. You know, you could go very slowly here and save every single vulture, but honestly, it's better to just force this out, take that high ground position. He gets some tanks up there. This is his area now. Now, Motive is moving up. I'm not sure really why. I think he's afraid of the pushover to kill the 3rd base. So moves up a bunch of Dragoons and this shuttle of Zealots. But right now, the way Soso is setting this up, like, look at this. Gets a missile turret down. Well, the shuttles try to come in, but loses one that has 4 Zealots in it. Very bad situation. The Dragoons actually move forward. But yeah, none of this looks like a good move from Motive. Obviously, he's kind of in a poor position at the moment. And we do have that 3rd command center going up for Soso. I gotta say, like, you know, there was a little bit of a rocky start there. He lost a lot of Marines in the early game. He lost a lot of siege tanks to the initial Dragoons. But here he is, and if he can just eliminate this army, which he definitely will be able to, he's got a much better army here, then Motive is going to be in a terrible, terrible location. He does go ahead and bomb in a little bit. Oh, the Reaver finally does come out. Maybe he'll get a good scarab, but this is like the entire army of Motive going down. And with 4 tanks left, vultures as well, and 6 factories, I mean, you can get so many vultures out here, right? In a minute, you can produce 18 vultures and just send them down very, very quickly to reinforce. And then it's like, well, are these Zealots going to be able to break up? Are the Dragoons going to be able to get hits with all the mines, with all the vultures in front of the siege tanks? He actually backs up for now. A little bit nervous about that. I think the right choice because there is a shuttle in there as well. The Reaver still is alive. A couple more units coming up. In fact, gets rid of that SCV. So it seems as if maybe Motive will be able to block his 3rd base from going down. All right, where are we at over on Soso's side of the map? Okay, he's floating down the additional command center. He just started +2 attack. He has 1/1 upgrades. Over on Motive's side, well, we have a Templar Archives. I don't think I've seen any Templars yet. We do have a DT right there. But yeah, he doesn't have any actual high Templars yet, right? So I think he's thinking about Psystorm, but can't quite get it. This could be a great location for a Reaver drop. Look at that. A little bit harder to hit from behind the minerals, but looks like he will try to fly towards that main base. Drops out his Zealot with that leg upgrade. It's just going to run in. See what's there. Actually, oh my god, look at that. Goes down to the natural even and flies in with the Reaver. This is going to be a little bit annoying. In the meantime, we have Dragoons coming up, and this is a very messy attack. Losing so many of his Dragoons. Definitely a big mistake. His Reaver getting a little bit of damage during all this, but he loses like 6 to 8 Dragoons there. What did he kill? 2 tanks? Something like that? Obviously a good trade for Soso. Supplies quite even still at the moment. You know, 143, 128. That's not bad for Terran. You generally are down in supply a little bit in this matchup. Now, 4th Command Center getting started here for Soso. That 4th Nexus finishes up again, but that's such a hard one to hold with the mineral patches where they are. You know, maybe it would be smarter for him to try to hold the center of the map. If he could push Soso back over the bridges, I feel like that's maybe the key to victory here for Motive. But as is, you know, he has units in 2 different sets. He has one up here that's waiting to kind of hit the flank, you know, of an attack on this 4th base. And then he sends another group up here, which, like, maybe he wants to hit that 3rd base to draw some units over to the other side. But this army is not big enough to break this. So he definitely needs more than that. Okay, we have a 3rd army that is starting to move up. The Dragoons try to get something done over here. There's like a ton of mines. 2 siege tanks are going to go back as well to just make sure that's not going to be able to make any headway. The tank spread in the middle is quite good. This one's a little bit far out, so Motive will move forward and kill that off. But I don't think you can really engage anything else. Oh my god, a huge mine hit right there. What a rough situation. And a couple more Dragoons. I'm not sure what's happening there. That was that was like kind of weird that those Dragoons moved down by themselves. Zealots are generally better at that particular move. Well, yeah, I mean, this 4th base is going to fall. It's as simple as that. He's up to 7 factories now. And well, I don't see a lot left for Motive, honestly. Like, I'm looking around, and, you know, he never did get into the High Templars. Not that High Templars would super help in this position, but just holding this general area. I actually haven't seen a Terran quite play like this, where they just hold here and they're happy with it, right? Like, very oftentimes you kind of push to the bridge, and that wide open area, it can be a little bit easier for Protoss to break through. So he's killed this base off once again. Will we see Soso continue to push? He is just defending this attack from Motive. Motive losing a lot of units over here as well. GG, and we're tied up 1-1.